Today we're here with LaShuan Bethea, Executive Director of the National Center for Assisted Living. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me here today.
Congressional briefing is an important event for ACA and NCAL and its members, and Mark Parkinson noted this might be the most important congressional briefing in the history of the association. So what are the main topics impacting assisted living that are on the agenda?
Sure, so that's a great question. I can tell you that this has been the most challenging couple of years for assisted living providers, and one of the lingering challenges that assisted living providers are facing is really around workforce. And so a lot of the advocacy efforts that assisted living providers will be doing on the Hill today will really be around, one, telling their stories around how they are seeing a lot of the challenges with getting workers to come in and apply for jobs, or sometimes they apply for jobs but they're not showing up for interviews, or even the challenges that they're facing getting workers in from the staffing agencies. Sometimes that they're finding the agencies are double booking the staff and they're not showing up at the planned time. And this is despite offering increased wages, they're still seeing this level of challenges. And so part of their story is talking to their legislators around the workforce challenges that they're facing, but also sharing that it's creating access issues in their own communities, because they've even had individuals come in and want to stay in the assisted living community, but they're not able to respond to those requests because they don't have sufficient workers.
Yes, this workforce issue is so thorny with so many pieces to it.
Absolutely.
As Executive Director of NCAL, what are the key priorities you've set for the association?
So in addition to workforce, working on how we can help assisted living providers with recruitment, with retention, focusing on apprenticeship programs and how we can partner with other community colleges or high schools to bring more individuals into long-term care and assisted living. In addition to working on workforce, we're also working on affordable assisted living. We recognize that states are looking to expand home and community-based services, and in many states that have a waiver option, assisted living is a part of that. And so we want to make sure that we help providers understand the waiver programs, but we also create an environment that has policy that allows assisted living communities to be able to provide appropriate resources to those that want to choose assisted living.
Well, as you've just mentioned, and we've had the opportunity to speak with several others about this affordable access to assisted living, will this be a core focus of NCAL moving forward?
It will be a core focus. We know that the majority of assisted living is private pay, but there are individuals who are low to moderate income who also want to have the option to live in an affordable assisted living setting. And so we want to support people to have the right to go wherever it is that they choose to go for their senior care. And if that's affordable assisted living, then we want to also support that option as well.
So assisted living communities are an important part of sort of the larger continuum of care, but they're not currently part of the overarching system of federal regulations. What's your perspective on the development of federal regulations for assisted living?
So our approach is really that the regulation oversight of assisted living should really remain at the state level. We know that assisted living varies from state to state, and we really want to have that opportunity for all of the stakeholders at the state level to have a seat at the table to shape what that policy looks like. And so the best place for that to happen is really at the state, as opposed to at the federal level, where there typically is a one-size-fits-all. And that approach is really not going to allow for assisted living providers across the country to meet the individualized needs of those individuals in each state. So we believe that it belongs at the state level. That is currently where it's at. And again, it gives that opportunity for many different stakeholders to really have a seat at the table to continue to shape that policy.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, thank you for spending some time with us today. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.